Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibsy7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the double XP event and what I got from it, as well as my overall thoughts, because this is the first time I've done this double XP format with the the timer, and also now they have the addition of the pause feature. All the double XPs I participated in the past were the double XP weekend format, where you had as much time as you could get in to play during the entire weekend. So yeah, I just wanted to get my thoughts on this. This is going to be replacing the Hardcore Iron Man episode for this week, just because I didn't have a whole lot of time to play on the Hardcore, as I was playing a lot on this account doing the double XP. And I also kind of got addicted to Dust Force, which is a platformer that I started playing recently, and played that a lot. So I didn't have, didn't play as much on the hardcore. But anyways, basically my goal for this double XP event was to get 120 Herblore. And as you can see by the cape in my inventory, I did manage to achieve that. And yeah, it wasn't too bad. I actually had 29 hours left on double XP. But it was changed, as you can see in my chat here, because there's not enough time left for my XP it changed to how much time is remaining in the event, basically, as it says in the chat. So I didn't actually use up all my time. I have been turning it on every now and then to do a farm run, but that's pretty much it, as I'm 120 in everything else that I care, like all the other skills that go up to 120, I'm already there on, except for archaeology, but this double XP event doesn't include archaeology. So yeah, I did manage to get 120 Herblore, and on my way there I made 4,000 of each extreme potion, which I figured I might as well do the extremes now, even though the main reason I was going for 120 was to get this actual cape perk, because the ability to create 5 overloads with the ingredients of 4 is actually really OP, because it works at every step of overload. So from regular overloads, and then when you can do 4 for 5, and then when you go up to supremes you can do 4 for 5, and the same for elders. It's pretty OP in my opinion. So I just made extremes, and I'm going to be making all of those into elder overload salves at some point. And then I just went ahead and made about 24k Vuln bombs. I've used some since then, but yeah, I made about 24k of those, and I also made quite a few adrenaline renewals once I was at 119 for the improved recipe. So that's pretty much everything I made. It was not too expensive, honestly. I thought it would be more. I also made some feats at the very end, because I ran out of Vuln bombs and adrenaline renewals. But it wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. It cost me maybe a bill, I think, to get 120, and I was only around 106 or 107. So it was a lot of XP, like over 70 mil, I think. So pretty crazy. But yeah, it was pretty good, and kind of slow. I don't know. It's not slow, but it just took a long time because it's a lot of XP. And I don't know. I've never really been a big fan of the bank standing skills all that much, especially ones that require you to bank quite often. Like with Herblore doing the Vuln bombs, I make 13 at a time. You have to bank pretty often for that, and it's not too bad, obviously, because you have presets and everything. But the main issue with it is when you're on the worlds with the portables, it's pretty laggy a lot of the time, and it can mess with your timing on getting your preset out and stuff like that. But overall, it wasn't too bad. I want to give a shout out to anyone who hosted portables during the event. It's always nice for people that do that. I did throw down a few myself, but I didn't have too many in my bank, and I wasn't about to buy any because I'm sure they would have cost a ridiculous amount of money extra than they normally do. But yeah, as far as my thoughts go, fortunate components 1.2 to 1.3 mil each because of the new necklace coming out. But as for my thoughts on the event, honestly, I kind of wish that you got less double XP time. I know that's probably not a popular opinion, but I think that over such a long period of time and having that much amount of double XP, I feel like it might be a bit too much, considering they are planning on doing this 4 times a year. It just seems like a lot for that amount of events. Like maybe previously when they were doing like 2 a year, this would be perfectly fine. But if they're going to be doing it 4 times a year, I think it would be better to have less time. Now, obviously, I'm out here as a maxed player, nearly 120 in all the relevant skills. I mean, I'm pretty far off on farming, but 120 in most of the skills that you need for comp. So maybe that skews my opinion a little bit, but I kind of would feel that I believe I would feel that way regardless, but there's no way for me to really tell that. I just think that it definitely seems a little bit OP, especially considering the fact that it's kind of going to feel bad for anybody who's playing to train any skills, especially ones that are expensive, when it's not double XP weekend. So that's probably not a great thing to have coming in as like a feeling of as a new player. You don't really feel like training a lot of skills, especially like ones that maybe you don't like, or that, like I said, are expensive, unless it's double XP weekend. I mean, that just is kind of going to feel bad for a lot of, especially new players, and kind of, make you not want to really play all that much, which is never a good thing. So I think that I don't really know what they could do to address something like that, but I think it would be nice if they made it so that it was a little bit less time, maybe 36 hours even, but I would go all the way down to 24. I don't know what it was last time, but I know it was less and people complained about it, so they raised it up to 48 hours. But it is, like I was saying before, a lot different than the old version. Like, I don't care what people say on Reddit, what the sweaties all say on Reddit. The majority of people would not play for 48 hours on the old double XP weekend. I just don't believe that to be the case at all. So I think that it has definitely brought up the amount of time players are able to play on double XP. And again, whether that's a good or a bad thing is your opinion, but I think it overall damages the health of the game because if people are not going to want to train skills unless it's double XP weekend. And not to mention the effect that these events tend to have on the economy generally, which is, up for debate whether you prefer that or not, because I'm sure tons of people make massive amounts of money merchanting for these double XP weekends, which, fair play. It's in the game. You might as well do it. But yeah, I don't know. Those are just my thoughts, really. I don't really know how better else to put it, but those are my sort of off the cuff just impressions and what I think. So yeah, I'm happy to have gotten my 120 Herblore. Definitely going to be enjoying this added buff of creating overloads, and the adrenaline renewals are really nice as well. Funny thing, actually, for any of you who might not have adrenaline renewals, maybe you have this habit that I also had. Basically, back when I was using not like it was a long time ago, but when I was using the regular, replenishment potions and stuff, I would tend to drink the replenishment, like one or maybe even two abilities after doing my ult, which was fine back then, because then you would just adren pot straight up to a threshold and you wouldn't have missed out on any time. But now that I'm on the adrenaline renewals, you basically want to drink it right when you ult, because it is an overtime effect of gaining adrenaline. Of course, it gives you more adrenaline overall, 15% more than the regular and 10% more than the enhanced. So it is definitely worth using, but it's kind of like a hard habit I've had to try breaking, is the fact that I would always drink it late. So I found that a little interesting, something you might not think of if you haven't unlocked these for yourself yet, but they are very, very nice and make it a much easier to do things. Like, especially I like them at Duo Solok, which I do quite a lot of, because it just gives me more adrenaline for my rotations. I do pretty sweaty strats at Duo Solok, at least compared to, what some people might do. Let me see, pull out my preset here. So you can kind of tell from my inventory, I guess, but I do hybrid at Solok when I usually base, but I do hybrid, and I really enjoy it. Actually, it's really fun to do the boss with so many switches, I guess. And it's just because you're constantly focusing on damage and switching between melee and mage for the ultimates, which I don't know, I really enjoy it a lot. Our current best time there is 7 minutes 50 seconds, which is pretty good. We think we can get it lower for sure, but it is definitely going to require some strategy changes on our part, I think. And I'm looking forward to continue to do it. 298 KC. I've been pretty lucky personally. I've gotten 2 of each bow and a grimoire, but my partner hasn't gotten anything. So in terms of like drops overall as a team, we're pretty on average, I would say, but I've just gotten like all of them. So rip to him, but I'm also over the first threshold for the pet. So that's 1 in 600 now. I really do like the pet, so I'd like to get that hopefully at some point, but anyways, I've totally gone off topic, randomly talking about Solak here. I guess it kind of tied into the Adrenaline renewal a little bit. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this video off here, you guys. Just wanted to give you a little update on what I was up to on the double XP and make sure I still had the 2 weekly videos at the very least, despite not having the hardcore episode. You guys can let me know in the comments, what did you accomplish on the double XP week, or yeah, the double XP week, I guess. Stopping myself short of saying weekend, ended up working out there. But let me know what you guys accomplished. What do you think about the format? Especially, I'd like to hear from someone maybe who isn't maxed. Do you like it that there's a lot of time, or does it actually make you feel bad about training skills whenever it's not double XP? Thanks for watching, you guys. I'll have the weekly vlog out on Tuesday because that is when the new items are coming out, and I'll see you for that. Thanks for watching, and peace out.